my fellow gamers. I thought I'd take a break from a bit of Minecraft and show you another game which is a little bit similar to Minecraft in design and appearance. As you can see, it's a bit square. We got some square clouds going on, but it is quite different. Now, for any old-timey gamers, this is similar to a game called Age of Empires, which has recently had a new HD release, and I have been playing a bit of it. Admittedly, I haven't been right good at it, and I have been a bit salty, so I thought, let's get back to what I know, and that's solo playing, because I'm not going to get salty doing this. So here we are, Kingdoms and Castles. If you're not familiar with the game, it is an indie game. It is available on Steam. It is a few years old by now, but I wanted to sort of show you what's happening. So in here you've got 3 different settings to the game, which is great. So when you're learning, like I did, you can start off with the Paxlon, which has no threat at all. And yes, there are seasons in this, which is something that of course Minecraft doesn't have and Age of Empires does not have. There is an easy setting, which is the summon setting, with fewer raiders and dragons. That's right, in this game you get raiders and dragons. They're pirates that travel across the sea, and they also bring great big trolls with them that can break down your walls and houses, and they will kidnap your villagers. Very important to remember that. And you get dragons which come in through the air, and they start off small and they do get bigger, and you do get more of them coming as well. And then onto the hardest setting, where it is possible to lose if happiness goes down too low for too long. So that's something else as well. You will get villagers and you get townsfolk, and you will have to keep the happiness up. Now, it's been a while since I've played this, so I might just show you ones that I have already made myself. So let's go into load. Oh, I should probably also say other things that you can change that can make it easier or harder for yourself. Settings. So obviously this is to adjust the music, which is the music you can hear right there. SFX volume, that's the when you click on things. Invert zoom, that's stupid. Edge scrolling, I believe that is where you just take your mouse to the edge of the map and it just carries on moving, which is kind of handy. That's something that they have in Age of Empires. Advisor notifications, you get 3 advisors who help you out on your journey and give you tips and advice. I'm going to leave that on. Show Viking and Dragon timers. Those are countdowns to when the dragons and the Vikings are coming. So you get it by a number of years, and then, which is actually pretty handy, so you can sort of prepare. Like, you don't know where they're going to come from, but it gives you a sort of point to build up to, like, as fast as possible. And sometimes they come at the same time. Also got graphics, I'm in full screen. Now, if you wanted to make things a bit easier, you can take away the clouds. So when you're working, you can see everything at once. And if you don't want to get distracted by the birds that fly around, I just saw one disappear into these trees and I can't see any more. You do get birds, you can take that off as well, which I will do for this. You can also add or include fog. I mean, that's quite a fair bit of fog. That's obviously just for distance, so as you get further away it gets foggier like that, but you can take that off altogether so you can see everything. That does help. And you can take off shadows as well. I don't see the issue with shadows, so I'm taking off clouds, birds and the fog as well. And as for the keyboard, well, there's all sorts. So camera rotate left, camera rotate right. This is all pretty standard in all fairness. So zoom out, F, zoom in, V, O and R. This is something else that they do not have in Age of Empires, and it annoys me so much. You can rotate buildings. So when you want to put down a building but you think, oh, I want it to face the other way, you press R and it rotates the building, which is so much better. Right, so let me show you what I have already done. So low. So what I've got here, I've got 2. I started off with this one, which is potato. So let's open this up. My goodness, there's a lot here, isn't there? Let's zoom on in. Right, so this is where I got to with potato. I'm sure there's an easier way to rotate this. Look how smoothly this handles though. It's lovely. So you've got watchtowers, you've got all these things going on, and you've also got to think about the proximity of certain items to various buildings. So for example, as you can see, the crops are now being taken into storage, but if winter comes in too quick and these guys can't get to a storage, the food simply goes to waste, or if there is nowhere to store it, the food goes to waste. And so that's something that needs to be close by, but something that is preferably far away. These are the various homes you can get. There's a few of them. And these guys do not like being too close to these, which are charcoal makers, for example. So these guys are, they're okay. They have access to charcoal, which is good, but they're not too close. If they were on this side of the path, they would not be happy at all. They do not like being far too close to charcoal. And here we go, we're coming back into spring. What you also get in this is churches, as you get in Age of Empires as well, but there's also graveyards, and you can actually choose what layout of gravestone you get, which is quite funny. So you can have like a spiral, you can have it in lines, and it's just like a nice little random touch you can get there. Now you can get different maps, ones which are islands, you can get one which is just one great big island, but either way, there's just so much to think about in these, and you do obviously have the enemies that come along and can make an absolute mess of the place. But of course, every single time you start off with a castle or a keep, and this gets built up over time. This is your center. Now, unlike Age of Empires, you do not generate villagers from a village hall or a village center or from a castle. What happens is people come to visit, and if there's room and they like it, they can choose to stay. So you start off with a few villagers, and basically it's people coming in from outside. So you don't generate people. You have to make it a good place to live for them to want to stay. And what I have also done is I have expanded onto this island down here. Now I called this potato because this kind of looks like a potato. And then down here I've sort of expanded, and this is Iron Island because there were no iron ores on the potato island, so they are over here. So that is iron. You still have to harvest iron. Some things you can't harvest. Some places you can't put crops down. So there are limitations as well. There's so much more to think about than in Age of Empires. Of course, in Age of Empires, you have constant enemies, such as the AI or your stupid friends who are constantly trying to get at you. So in this one it's sort of more complex, but in Age of Empires you've just got to be fast. You've got to know what you're doing and you've got to be fast, whereas in this game of course you can pause it, you can play it, you can fast forward it, and you can make it go really fast. Let's load in a different one, not potato. Let's load in 3 Shire. Now in this one, this was attempt number 2. If you have a rollerball on your mouse, click that in and you can scroll up and down and move around really quickly, so you can look all the way around. Something which has really annoyed me in Age of Empires that I cannot do is doing this. So here we go. There's a whole host of things going on here. We have these ginormous walls as well. I've got 2 years to a dragon attack. I'm going to pause that there. We have these massive walls up along here to protect the main town. There are openings obviously for boats, and then I've started building smaller walls right the way along here, right round the outside, to help prevent pirates from being able to dock and get onto land, so it just slows them down a bit. And as you can see, you can send soldiers. Oop, too close. Still too close. Okay, calm down. No, I'm inside them. I've gone too far. There we go. Right. These are my soldiers. So they have a horsey captain, and then you've got individual soldiers. This is Sir Moose. And what you can do is you can take these squads and you can move them about. So I could move Sir Moose up onto the top of this tower here, and then when I press play, he should then run off. There they go, running around all the way up here, and then poof, onto the tower. Unlike in Age of Empires as well, you get a forester, and what they do, they go and cut down trees, but they replant trees as well. So you don't just completely obliterate a forest unless you want to. You can have a continuous supply of wood, which kind of makes things easier. You do also have traders and trading if you do happen to run out of materials, and that is done using trading ships which come from elsewhere, and you can get the items that you maybe do not have but most certainly want. Now one other little interesting thing, just while I'm introducing you to this game, I'm going to choose a random villager. Let's go this guy here. I'm going to zoom in. He is called Akemi. He's 72 years old. Wow, our town is really expanding. And he is currently forgetting about agriculture. So these guys, they don't just do one job. This is something else that's quite interesting. Similar to Age of Empires, what you can do over here in the jobs is you set job priority. And you can actually drag these up and down depending on what you want to have things focused on. So obviously I have loads and loads of villagers and loads of various jobs which are all getting filled up. But when I have an attack, for example, what I do, I have the ballista operators, I click that then gets filled up to full, it all backs up, and then these ones empty down at the bottom. So I'll quickly show you that if I just press play. So if I press play, you see that's all going down, going down, going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. And what's happening is this is filling up for people to go to the ballistas. Now if I undo that, what they will do is they will just go back. Like that. There we go. Now generally people die of old age, but you can get the plague. So there are hospital buildings you can build. There's a whole variety of things you can build to help keep people happy. And obviously each of these things does then require other jobs. So you've got castle jobs, which you start off with right away. You've got bakers if you build a bakery, clergy if you build a church. You've got granary workers for the food stores, firefighters who help put out fires when obviously buildings get lit up, doctors in the hospital, stockpile workers, which are over here, and it just goes on. There's just so much going on, and you know what, I think it would be far simpler if I just got into a game, eh? So let's quickly start with a game. Now I'm not going to start on islands. So this is showing an option I could get. So I could start a game right now and be on these islands here. Like that. But I don't want to. Let's go with an easy one. Okay, so with this you can change your land. So I could choose this island here. It's full of fish. There is stone there that can be mined. There's trees on all of them. More stone. There's iron right there, which is good. More stone. And sometimes to get to this, you do have to demolish this grey stuff around them. Now that right there is a wolf hole, I believe. And on some maps, you can get witches. What's this? Is this the witch? Aha! We have the witch. So there is usually a witch, but it's fine. You can often trade with the witch. So if, for example, your villagers get the plague, you can get help from them to then clear it. However, sometimes that can make your citizens unhappy. They may not like the idea of being dependent or taking potions from a witch. Right, let's have a look. Let's change this to another one. Here we go. Okay, it's a good shape. We've got stone, we've got iron right there. And we've got big empty space here, which is good. Now, size medium. Now, you can change the size of your island. So let's go with a small one. So this is not much land at all, which can make it harder. You really have to balance your resources and your supply much better. Let's whip to a medium one. So this is a bit bigger. This is also islands. Let's go on to land. Show me land. There we go. So it's just one land mass. There might be obviously a bit of river or a lake in there, but it's one land mass. Large. Let's have a look. A large bit of land, please. I think would be quite nice. Okay, that's not bad. There's loads of fish around here. That's really good. We've got stone, stone. There's the witch's hut right there. Stone. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad. I'm going to be going with a medium map, I think, to start off with. I'm going to stick to land, although I will just quickly show you what islands look like. Yeah, so with islands, what it does is it can separate it, so you'll get about the same amount of landmass, but it's separated into different islands. So you will need to have ships. In shallow water you can create bridges, so you'd be able to bridge across here, but you would not be able to bridge across there, for example. So I'm going to go with land. I'm going to choose medium. Let's change this up. Okay, another big bit of open land. Now the seas, like in Minecraft, are endless. In Age of Empires, I don't know how much the maps are randomly generated, but I know you can select different places. So you can have one of Great Britain, or you can have one of Texas in America, for example, which is actually very weird because there's a big right angle cut out of it, and it's water all the way around, so it is literally just the state of Texas. Okay, oh, this is... Okay, alright, so although it's an island, you can bridge this easily. So you can build platforms or docks and then put a bridge over the top. So you can then use both sides, and that then increases your land. You can also leave that open so you can have ships that go up and down there, but that can also mean more accessibility for the pirates that come. So let's have a look at a few more. Maybe I'm being silly. Okay, maybe I just need to choose a number, click that many times, and then that's the one I choose. Okay, let's do that. So, what's the date today? It's like the 29th, 28th, something. Let's do 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! This is it. Okay.